Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the KITZUR HILCHOS Shabbos, and we're talking about Hadlakas Neiros, lighting the candles Friday night before Shabbos begins. Ami Achiyuv, on who is the obligation resting to light the candles? Hadlakas Ner L'Tzorech Shabbos Hu Mitzvah. Lighting the candle for the sake of Shabbos is a mitzvah. Umevarchim al Hadlakasa. You have to make a bracha on the lighting itself. Even though that the obligation rests upon the entire house, which means on the entire family, the custom is that the woman, the mother of the house, the wife of the house, she is the one who lights the candles of Shabbos. Why is the obligation incumbent upon her? L'chaper al chet isha rishena. The reason is to bring an atonement to the sin that the original woman, Chava, the first woman of the world, committed. What did she do? She gave her husband Adam HaRishon to eat from the Eitz Hadas Teivera, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and as a result of that, he writes here, Shegarma misa la'olam, it caused death to come to the world. Remember, Adam and Chava were perfect. They could have eaten from the Eitz HaChaim, the tree of life, and lived happily ever after, literally for all of eternity. But once that they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and the evil was mixed up inside of them, so they had to be banished from Gan Eden. And being banished from there, they were no longer able to eat from the tree of life, and therefore they had to go through the process of Misa, of death, to be able to purify themselves from that sin which they did. So what did a woman do? She brought the death of man to this world. The neshama of a man is compared, of a person, is compared to a candle. Like it says in the pasuk, Ki ner Hashem, the candle of Hashem, nishmas Adam is the soul of a man. Since that the first woman, Chava, she caused to extinguish the Neiro Shel Olam, the candle of the world, Adam HaRishon's neshama, he was the candle of the world. She has an obligation to go back and rekindle and relight that candle. At least let her do her job, let her do her part by lighting the candles of Shabbos. That's her obligation. And therefore, that's why the woman is lighting. She have big kavanas, big intentions while she's lighting the neiros. It's not just to perform the mitzvah of lighting the candles on Friday night, but it's also to rekindle the light of the world, of the neshama of Adam HaRishon, the neshamas of Klal Yisrael. Nevertheless, if the husband sees that the hour is getting late, and he's concerned that, God forbid, maybe his wife is going to end up being machal Shabbos, desecrate the Shabbos. She's waiting too long to light. She got busy giving the kids baths, getting herself ready, and the clock is ticking. So even though she should initially be the one that lights, Yadlik ba'atzma, he should light. In this case, v'lo yamtin lishto, don't wait for his wife, to make sure that there is no chilul Shabbos, no desecration by the lighting of the candles in their house. The custom is that even the husband has some chelik, some portion in the midst of lighting the candles. How does he do that? He prepares them for his wife. One of the things that a husband does is he lights the wicks and then he extinguishes them before Shabbos. That way it will be easier for his wife to light the candles and the wicks after the fact. So this is the custom of many husbands. They prepare, if you use oil, they fill up the bulbs of oil. If you use candles, they set the candles in place, and then they are supposed to light the wicks, and after they're lit for just a moment or so that they begin to loosen up and they become easier to light later on, then you extinguish them, and now when your wife goes to light the candles that night, so it will ignite that much faster, and she'll be able to perform the mitzvah in a more timely, beautiful fashion. Yesh noegim sheb'Shabbos Rishon achar leida. There are those that have the custom that on the first Shabbos after a woman gives birth, v'chein b'Yom Tov toich Shavua Rishon achar leida, and so too by a Yom Tov, like a Sukkot, Pesach, Shavuos, which is also within the week after she's given birth. Shabal madlik v'shel ishta hayoledes, a husband lights for his wife who has given birth already. We don't make her to schlep to the room and to light the candles. Sometimes she's very much resting, she's with the baby and the like, and therefore many have that custom. If your wife is such that she loves the mitzvah of Hadlakas Ner so much, she wants to light the candles, so we don't have to stop and get in the way, unless of course that is the minhag in the family. The husband always lights, but if she has that strong burning desire, she loves the mitzvah of Hadlakas Ner, she wants to rekindle and relight the neshama, the light of this world, so then even in that case, after the child is born, if she's able to make it to the dining room to be able to light, we let her come down and light the candles. All the best.